Good afternoon, Waycross family. This is the city manager's update, the first Thursday of the month. And this will probably be short. Like I said, just for those that's new, just chiming in. We like to do one at the beginning of the month on the first Thursday, and then we do one on the fourth Thursday of the month. And that goes into more detail. So we're trying to stay consistent with these videos and platforms and updates. So that all of the citizens can get the information they need to stay abreast of what's going on in the city. So today I'm gonna do something a little bit different. Normally it's gonna be the same pattern, but I got more topics. I'm gonna kind of discuss some things, some observations, live from Facebook, from our recent discussions we've had about various topics, and then I'll stay on for some Q&A from those that might have questions or concerns, and I'll try to answer those as well. And I'll give it a few more minutes to see if anybody else kind of comes in to watch online. And while I'm doing that, we said this before, we try our best to move the time around so people can view it as much as possible. But at the same time, as a reminder, it's archived on our Facebook page, our web page, and our YouTube channel. So even though we might do this at a particular time that might not seem favorable to some citizens, they can always go back and watch it again. And like I said, we monitor all our posts, videos, correspondence, and we try to come back and answer those questions for at least about a month. After a month, we're probably not going to come back to it as much. But for that month, after it's been video or live stream, we'll always come back and check and just kind of answer any new questions that pop in to the comment section. So just want to put that out to the citizens so they understand that we're monitoring the comment section and stuff of that nature. And once again, when the time moves around, we try to do it either lunchtime or the evening time. So it's going to be the 12, what's going to be around 6 or 7. So just depending on what else is going on. And then sometimes when we don't have a Thursday, I might do it on a Wednesday or Tuesday based on a holiday or something like that. Because like this next Thursday will be probably around Christmas time. So I will not do one then. So we'll probably do one before that before that time. Once again, just stay consistent. So I see a few people are watching live. I'm going to go ahead and start. And of course, we're going to start with safety. That is our number one priority for the commission and the mayor. And it touches everything that operational wise in the city. And I know people have seen some of the stop sign placements that we have downtown. That was the beginning. We are going to branch those stop signs out to other locations. The police chief and the engineer department are doing safety studies to determine where those locations should be. And, as I watch the comments, I see some comments, and I said this last time, they are kind of disturbing. We're making jokes about stop signs when this is how you save lives. So I don't want to go down that road again. I would just say these stop signs are designed to save lives and prevent accidents and hazards. That's the main purpose of them. We have to do this because we have a speeding problem in Waycross. I've said this since I've been here. Those who were born here and raised, so you know that as well. We speed for some reason everywhere we go. And because of the size of the town, how small it is, and how long our streets are, it is very difficult for you to stop if you're doing excess speed. I've said this before as well. All of our accidents can be contributed to high rates of speed, in particular all our deaths. So I just ask again, on behalf of the commission, the mayor, and the whole staff and our police department, help you be safe. So if you got to get somewhere, just leave on time or leave early. And, speeding, it's not gonna get you there no sooner anyway. And once again, if you have children, family members, you want somebody to treat your family the same way, in regards to speeding. Additionally, with the crosswalks, we're still seeing a lot of that happen. We're gonna do a video on how the crosswalk works in the near future. But I would just say, just common sense. I know sometimes I've seen complaints on Facebook where people say, "Well, a person just walked in the street." I get that, but if you got time to stop, please stop. And then if you're not speeding, then it shouldn't be an issue. Just let them get across the crosswalk, and then go about your business. Like I said, once again, it's about taking care of each other and being safe around each other. So, and that's really it. All I have on there. Like I say, we are doing other studies for stop signs, and we'll probably be some more placed in the new year. And I'm going to start focusing around our parks, because it's our parks. We had the 3 major parks getting redone, and we know they're going to get a lot of activity and traffic, especially with children, especially next summer. So, and for whatever reason, people speed around those parks, even though we have kids playing there. So we're definitely going to put some speed deterrence methods in place around those areas, not to belittle anybody in the community, but once again, this is about safety. All right. And I see we got a few more people that came in on the comment section. You don't have to wait on me to get done with my portion. If you want to ask questions on anything I'm talking about right now, you can go ahead and put that in the comments. We are monitoring the comments, and we'll answer those comments as they appear. So next, I want to talk about the highly debated Christmas light concern. And like I said, we monitor Facebook, and I was looking at those comments, and I'm gonna kind of start from the beginning and then work my way to today. So when I got here, I did recognize the decay and the age of our Christmas lights, but because of that, the budget process was already on the way. We weren't able to get that in the budget. And just being transparent and honest, that is not as a high priority as other things we're trying to get or make right for the city. But we fully recognize what it can bring to the city by having nice Christmas lights. That's why we made our best effort this year to order some lights. And we were already in the process of ordering. We just kind of started late for other reasons. We had a lot going on with our meetings, and those watching know what I'm talking about. So we got a late start on ordering those lights. But, we did order 54 more lights, I think, and we got them all up now. We were able to salvage some of the older lights. We took the best of the older lights and kept those as well. And next year, we're going to order 50 more lights, and hopefully that'll cover all the poles downtown and on our various highways and byways that come into the city. So if you ride around now tonight, or if you haven't going around as of Monday, you will see all the lights are up, and I've been getting good feedback from the community about the lights. Yes, some of them are smaller. We have some 4 foot and 6 foot out, but they're LED, so of course you can see those lights from miles away. So I want to first thank everybody. First of all, our citizens for continuing to hold us accountable. On doing stuff like that, and at the same time, I hope you understand that that does have a cost associated to it. So we're working that. And then to everyone else, all our partners and key stakeholders, it took a team to do that. I made a post. Well, I didn't make a post. I responded to a post today about the Christmas lights. The Downtown Development Authority, the Tourism Board, the Merchants Association, Public Works, Police Department, Ms. Dawn Strickland. I mentioned her today. I don't know if you saw on our post, but Ms. Strickland works in my engineering department, and she is the workforce professional that went out and found those lights and made sure we got them in on time. Because at this time of year, it was hard pressed to get them before the holidays, but she went and found some vendors and found some lights and got a good deal on them, and we were able to get them, before the holidays. So just kudos out to all those individuals because they keep Red Cross bright and beautiful during the holidays. This group of individuals, much like the first group of individuals who bought the first set of lights, they're all about action, and like they support the community and they support the city, and we support them. So I definitely want to thank all of them for getting out here and continuing to get out here and making this a great Christmas break for all our citizens. So we do have other activities on the way as far as Christmas. I hope you've been monitoring our pages. The official page for the city of Waycross. It does cover all those things coming down over the next couple of weeks. So if you got time or you're going to be here for the holidays, please come out and take part in those festival activities. Matter of fact, tomorrow we light the Christmas tree. The mayor's going to come light the tree. He might sing a song for you. I'm not sure. If he doesn't, and it gets more of y'all out there, I'll start singing the song, and we'll do the typical Christmas songs. That's more than that, but it's going to be a great show. I mean, the Downtown Development Authority and other volunteers have put a lot into that program. They do every year, and then, like I said, the mayor's going to come do his special touch that only he has to brighten the ceremony. We're all going to have some fun. I think we have a run, Christmas run that same night. It'll be some vendors there, I believe. But while the vendors are there, our local shops are there as well. So they'll be open too. Our food places will be open. And I want to say some of our retail people will be open. So if you can, please support downtown. What you can. I know some of y'all, you're like me, you procrastinate and you don't start Christmas shopping until December 24th. So you got time right now before that time to get some stuff done. And I walked downtown yesterday, and all of our merchants down there, they have new items in that I think will be very nice for Christmas presents to various ages. So please support downtown starting this Friday if you can. And I want to say next Friday, that's that parade, and so we'll be downtown again, having a great time, and once again, bring your family and your friends, and just join the rest of the citizens here in Waycross and have happy holidays, because it's that time of year where we where we all come together and we try to put things on the sideline that separate us. So that's the real meaning of the holidays. It's unity. So if you got a chance, come down there and support those activities. And once again, I hope I've answered the Christmas light question. Like I said, we tried our best to put up the new decoration, new lights, all LEDs. Public Works got them in the same day they got arrived. So I can't thank my Public Works department enough. They jump hoops and hurdles for this city, and really are they recognized when compared to everybody else in the city. But great job to that team and all our stakeholders and mission partners who helped us put those lights up. Next, I want to talk about, and like I said, for those just coming in now, I'm just going down a list of some of the Facebook comments and concerns I've been seeing lately, and I thought it would be an appropriate time to answer some of those questions because, being transparent, I'm not sure everybody has the correct information when they make comments or questions or concerns. And it's important that you do, because that's the way that we all achieve shared learning and understanding, and then we all get better. Because, we want to understand the scale and the scope of the problem and, the inputs of the problem, and how we can get the right outputs to fix the problem. So, but I do see a lot of comments that, there should be audits done and this and this and that. And I want to take a time and explain how that works for local government or municipalities that we consider a call. So we have to do a yearly audit requirement by the state every year that must be done, and that's an outside audit agent. It's not us auditing ourselves. An agent comes in, a vendor, and they audit all our financial records. So when I say audit our financial records, they go through all our accounts, make sure that we've the money we say we spend on certain things has been tracked, and it was spent on those things, especially our big purchases. They ensure that our accounts, and I'm not gonna go too far into this, but I will encourage you, we're gonna have that Waycross 101 class that talks about our financial health. So during that time, we would go into detail about all our accounts, and the general fund, operational fund is different funds that, are restricted. You won't spend money on certain things. The water and sewer is restricted. So, it's not like I can come in and just move money around for certain activities. I'm restricted by, by state law and federal law on what we can spend and how we can spend it. So that's a whole other conversation that will take days to explain. But hopefully during that Waycross 101, I think we have that registration up here pretty soon. We will go into detail on that aspect of it. But with the audit, I just want to say we have a yearly audit requirement, because if we don't do the audit, then we don't qualify for grants and other programs and other funding that the city so drastically needs to operate. But that grant, once again, independent, separate from anybody in the city, and they go through all out with a fine comb all our financial records. If they find anything wrong or incorrect, then they advise us, they give us time to fix it or explain to us how to fix it, and then we go and fix it. So that's every year. The audits are actually on our website. Now, we should be up to 2023, I think, on the website. Please go on that website. I made sure that we start putting our budget audits on our website, which is also a state mandate. Go on there. If you got any question concerned about the budget or the audit, you can go right there and look at the audit. Without, if you don't feel like you trust the city or anything like that, the audit's right there, and you can see our financial history. Now, it doesn't go back too far because we didn't have all the audits done, back we had them done, but we didn't, archive them to be on the portal. So, but I know for sure the last 5 are on our webpage. And like I say, the audit goes into detail our financial health. It goes to all our accounts, all our funds, what we spend it on, what we can't spend it on. And I want to answer a question about that because, well, somebody asked an idea, great idea. Yeah, so, and I don't want to get pulled into just finance today, but when we had that Red Cross 101 class, I'm definitely going to go into detail because I really want everybody to understand how that works. It is so important. It's critically important that citizens understand how taxes are collected, when they're collected, and how they're appropriated. Because, like I said, I'm trying to answer questions on Facebook, but some folks just don't have a clear understanding of how this works. And if they did, I think they would be more favorable to some of the decisions. And I think, once again, when we all have the same information, it is much easier for those in leadership, me and the commission, to make those hard financial decisions. What's happened in the past is we've avoided those because just being transparent, there was no communication. So everybody was left to their own devices and made their own assumptions. I will say, too, when you talk about municipalities, it is different from running a company, like Amazon, So I saw some comparisons to there. We're totally different. They can Amazon's probably too big, but a private company can do stuff differently than the city. Now, that company does have their stakeholders, their shareholders, their boards, similar to us, but the way they can move money around independently, or they can raise revenue independently to cover expenses and taxes is not the same. We got some strict margins and codes that we have to follow to be in compliance, once again, with our audit. But, I just want to make sure that everybody does know we get audited yearly. So it's not like we're up here spending money and there's no accountability. There is somebody watching how we spend money and taxpayer dollars. I hope that answers everybody's question. If it didn't, and I'll say this again, the finance director or myself are always available for one-on-one appointments to explain the budget. So, the door is always open. We have nothing to hide, no transparency. I will say one thing. I saw a question last week. Certain things that happen here in Waycross that, I cannot explain them either. I'll touch on one, and I know it's going to irritate some folks, but I saw it on Facebook, and I'm going to say it. Some years back, we had a humane center society paying, city was paying, and I think some questions were asked, and immediately that they disbanded that board. So I cannot explain that, that part of why certain things happen. Because yes, the audit probably should have caught that, but I can explain why it probably didn't. They are checking. If I say I spent $100 on a check to McDonald's and I can verify that check and I receive that search for that check, they're going to say that was good, if that makes sense. The problem comes to when I can't explain where that money went or how much was it actually was transpired and what service I received. Hence what happened to that humane center and society. When you can't explain stuff and versus explain it, they just disband it. Right or wrong, I don't know. I wasn't here. But I see that come up quite often, and I want to address that because, yes, audit might not catch that. That's why it's equally important that you as citizens are involved in all our processes up here. I was just talking to two of my directors this morning. Our meetings rarely have anybody there, and I would like to, and I would encourage you citizens to come there and listen, especially our working sessions when we really discuss things. Come be a part of the solution because you might have an idea that we're just missing. I'm gonna hit this later on in my talking points, but somebody talked about some better management, management skills as far as tasks and performance tasks about public works in a conversation we had on Facebook. I thought that was a great idea. But I wouldn't know it if we didn't just happen to jump on the same comment section, versus that individual coming up to the meetings and just letting us know. And citizens, I will say this, you have the right to come to the meetings and speak. Or as well, I'm always available to you. My staff is. Just make an appointment. I just ask you that you make an appointment instead of just popping in. That way we can have the max time to discuss things. So I hope to answer the audit questions. I know it can generate more, but I just wanted to touch on that briefly. And like I said, during the Waycross 101, this is how government works course, we will go into full detail about that. Next subject I saw, and I thought was a great subject, was the street lights. And people mentioned about needing street lights. I can't even argue with you. We need them. But like many things, it goes back to the budget. It would cost us around $2 to $3 million to put streetlights in to what I would deem everywhere. And the problem with not putting them everywhere, if we decide to put them some places, it is hard to prioritize that when they needed many places, if that makes sense to everybody. But I am working with Georgia Power. We are discussing ways to do this because, and I think one of the citizens mentioned this, it does go back to safety. There's some very dark roads. Hence, our request to slow down on those dark roads. Be advised of your bright lights. It's still things you can do to help people drive safely or travel safely, even without the lights. But great point. I'm going to think about this year in our budget process. We might be able to finance that money. There might be some programs out there. I'm sure there's some programs out there where we can kind of get some extra funding to address streetlight stuff. But like I said, I hear you. The commission hears you. The mayor hears you. We're listening. It's just we have a lot of requirements that require a lot of money. And you heard me say this many times before. Right now, we don't generate enough revenue to meet the demands of all those requirements. And it's been going that way for a long time. And if we want to fix those things, then we do got to change our behaviors, how we've been doing things in the past. And that means, the current commission body or the one after them or the city manager after me, we got to stay consistent. We got to stay involved with this stuff. And we got to build a long-term plan because, of course, we're never going to make up $500 million overnight, over 2 years, over 5 years, over 10 years. It's going to take some time, some planning, and everybody buying in to changing how Waycross thinks to make that life better for everyone. But regardless of that, great point on the street lights. Next question was about power lines. And this kind of goes back to just storm prep and safety. I saw some comments about us not being prepared for the storm, and I'm going to push back on that every single time. We probably was the fastest city on recovery in all of Georgia. And I will stand on that. And I would challenge you to go around right now to any other city. You'll see they're still picking up trees, large amounts of trees, and still in recovery. And we got done quick. And once again, to the testament of our public works department, they are awesome. But I push back on that. I am simply saying we have certain steps that we do prior to every storm. And I touch on this real fast off topic. But our canals, we want to have shrubbery in the canals. We want grass in the canals. That takes up water. So I'm not sure if everybody fully understand how canals actually work. Yes, we don't want debris in there, like trash, because trash will clog up the entryways. But we have, the grass that soaks up the water, and in some situations, it also stops the trash from flowing in the drain systems. I know it sounds crazy, but that's how it's intended to do. Now we cut them back because of the optics and just pretty much how it looks. But the functionality of a canal system is for the water to be soaked up by the land, by the grain, by the grass, by the canal itself as it travels through the system. And I don't want to go too far into that, but I saw some comments about that. Once again, we've done some videos on how the canal works. I think I'm going to do that again and make sure that's part of our Waycross 101, because if everybody truly understands what the canal does, people would, kind of have a better opinion when things don't go the way they want to. Right now, our canals only have so much capacity. And that's something I'm trying to figure out. I have reached out to support from the Corps of Engineers and a few other agencies because our canals, when I say maintenance, I'm not talking about debris. Now, some parts of the canal do need a lot of maintenance. So in those areas where it's private property or we can't get to it, we're definitely trying to figure that out. But in other areas, it is how the canal was built, how it was shaped. And I need help with that because it will cost money once again. And in some situations, we probably can't do anything about it because of the erosion that's already taking place. But we do that every before storms coming in. We clean every drain, every culvert, all the canal, our major canals. We do it every single time. So, but at the same time, a major storm comes in and 12 inches of rain fall in 45 minutes. There's no system in the world that can stop that. And I go back to what I said earlier about this. Came through. Our team went out there. Day one during the hurricane started moving trees. So early start, they put their lives in danger. All our workforce does. But I often see people thinking the fire and police, which also got it there too. But when the tornado touch, the first people that are going to be out there, it's going to be public works. And they're going to move those trees so that the police and fire can get through and do their jobs. So I want to make sure everybody clearly understands that. But anyway, with the power lines, because once again, it was I see a question, I'll answer this question a little bit. It'll take about $10 million to bury all the power lines. Would that help? Yes, it would, because we do have a lot of down power lines. But at the same time, because the way the grid system is set up, we couldn't bury everything. So there's always a chance that something major on the grid could still get hit by a tree and knock everybody out, But that is a great idea. But like I say, it has a cost associated with it that we can't afford right now. But we have talked to Georgia Power about, maybe something long term, at least burying some of the power lines and some of our high tree areas, because that might help. So that is a possible reality. And I'm going to talk about that over the next year with the commission. Hopefully they can buy into that and understand that. And hopefully we come to a resolution for that. I'm going to pause with my question. I see comments coming in, ask some of these questions. So yeah. So for District 1, we just had a special election this week, and we had a winner with that. And that commission will be sworn in tomorrow at 11 o'clock. So District 1 will have a representation that didn't have for a long time. And if you've been watching the meetings, you've seen me kind of discuss with the commission body about putting some language in place that it never happens again. We went 9 months, I think, without a commissioner when we could have put some language in our charter that we could have put somebody temporarily on the same day that Mr. Davis transitioned. But they'll be in here. They swear in at 11 o'clock on the first floor of City Hall. And once they're sworn in, they'll be at the next meeting. So District 1 will have a true representative, a true fighter for their district when they didn't have one for a while. So I'm excited about that. So you said a fire hydrant. So I got to check, like Miss Oliver, and my team can see this right now. I'm gonna write it down too. Okay, and they're gonna reach out to you. I know some parts are ordered for this, and I assume it was fixed, but we will check on that today. That's very important. We'll check on that today. Yeah. So Ms. Moore is asking about some road missing around the tracks by the train depot. So this might be a little hard to explain, but the right of ways go a certain amount of length, and the railroad station has a right of way, the GDOT has a right of way, and then we have right of ways. And in that area, particularly, you're talking about GDOT because the state maintained highway, and the train station because that's your train comes through by a depot. I have talked to them. I have been discussing with them about fixing those areas, and one of the commissioners reached out. Well, two of the commissioners reached out to the train leadership, and they did reach back and talk to me. And we've been going back and forth my whole time here. So hopefully this is the time when stuff gets addressed. But we have set down photos and videos of all the discrepancies associated with all the train tracks and the crossings. So it's around, I want to say we sent about 14 videos and pictures of all those things. Now, some situations, just aesthetics, a lot of grass around the areas that we can't cut. But in certain situations, you got, like I think the assistant said, you got a whole missing piece of sidewalk right before you get on the train track, which can be dangerous, So CSS, they did guarantee me they would fix these items this time. So I did talk to the regional director here, and then his staff has called me as well. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get with my business integration director, and I want to have the regional guy on here too to kind of discuss, if he would like to, some steps they're gonna take to kind of clean that stuff up. But they have assured me they're gonna get it done in a timely manner. So I'm gonna fall back with you. I'm gonna shoot for my next update, but like I said, it won't be the 4th Thursday because that's Christmas time frame, so it might be earlier than that. But I'll definitely follow up with that answer that, because I know it's important to all our citizens about getting that stuff fixed. But just know that, and once again, I appreciate you citizens hold us accountable and continue to talk about that, because it is important. I will say that CSS is an important teammate here. I saw some comments about that. I didn't have this in my notes, but I'll just go ahead and talk about it. They do a lot for the city. They do a lot of funding donations that you can't see, and they do provide jobs here. Is it inconvenience? Yes. I get stopped every day. I live on the other side, on the county line. If I'm not out of my house to get to work on a certain time, I will be late every single time. And I recognize that, so I try to leave a little bit early, but I don't want to make it like we're against them or they're against us, because we're not. We're teammates, but we all recognize we got to have a better effort across the board on fixing these issues. And like I said, sometimes we might not know until one of our great citizens tell us, and that's why we appreciate you so much. So I don't want to be a dead horse. Just know that's going to be addressed. Yeah. So, and that's something we're struggling with too. As y'all watch the meetings, we're trying to get rid of a lot of our excess land and get it, appraised and assessed so it can be sold. And Mr. Hargrove made a good comment that could be a request we make about burying the power lines for new investments, and that's, that won't fix the big problem we got, but it is a starting point, and it will be cost effective. So that's a great comment as well. So Ms. Howard says assistant commissioner. So I'm laughing because, normally when we have, and I know I think your family just arrived here, when the commissions, they some of them have that kind of in place. They have, people in their districts who kind of, this citizen kind of checks on this and this citizen checks on this, and they meet monthly and they get back with them, and they kind of got the district separated. So the only problem with the assistant commissioner, they will have to get paid. And I will tell you, cannot pay another commissioner right now. Just ain't feasible. But the one good thing is actually you are a assistant commissioner right now, because you are identifying issues in the community, in your district, and you'll bring it to your commissioner. So you're serving that same capacity already. And that's the great thing about being involved in the solution. And we thank you and others like you who get out here and, tell us what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong, and how we can be better. That's how this works. So I appreciate your comments each time you come on and support us doing our live stream. But great point. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah. I like I said, we've been talking to the CX partners, and I feel better about it. We've been missing each other, phone tag a lot of situations, but they are valued partners. I don't want to sit up here and say they're not valuable, because they are. They do a lot for the community. I know everyone can't see that sometimes, because the only thing you can see is the train stopped at the tracks, which it's but they do so many other things, and I'm glad that they're here, and we just all have to get together and just, like I said, like y'all doing right now. Let me know what need to be fixed, and we're gonna get it fixed. All right. Okay. So I think I answered most of those questions. I'm gonna jump back on some of my topics. We just talked about the power lines. Somebody mentioned about I was explaining the workforce and the size of the workforce, and I'm gonna paint a picture for you on that note. So Waycross at one point in time, I want to say it was up to 50,000 people. Oh, it was some years ago, but it was there for a while. And then when it started decreasing, as industries went away and some other factors happened, we didn't really. Although as we went down to like 20-some thousand, 18,000, now we're 14 to 15,000. We were cutting the fat or the workforce during that time frame, but we're not cutting the requirements. So Waycross is 11.8 square miles in distance. If you can see that in your heads, just imagine. Not even 10 years ago, you had at least 38 people cutting that maintain. I'm using grass cutting as an example, but you had it was 61 people that maintain all that area. And now, if you look around, we basically have 4 teams of 2 people that maintain that whole area, and that's over 80 miles of greenery that has to be cut every week. So when I say we are pushing our dollars, to the extreme, that's what I mean. When we started shrinking, we didn't cut down the demand. We didn't cut down the requirements. They still remain the same. We just cut down the workforce and what they could do. So that capacity is not always there, especially during those summer months when the grass is growing, the next day when it gets cut. I'm using that as an example. I just want to point out about, we do have some shortfalls in the workforce. Our police force, we had to cut that, as well for budget purposes. So we don't have a traffic department. And when I say traffic, I mean those are the individuals who will be straight just doing safety, tickets, all those things, speed. Right now we have officers, they might be doing ticketing, they might be doing house calls, back and forth. And it's a strain on them, because ideally we should have probably about, I want to see my number was 22 more police officers to be whole. So the fat has been cut. So I can't cut any more on the workforce. So when I talk about efficiencies and getting better and smarter, that's why we're leveraging technology. We got a new computer system coming in for us here at City Hall. We're trying to update our police cars to be smart cars. So we're trying to do everything we can to cut down on the requirement for more workers, because that's where the salaries come into play, the general fund, stuff like that. So to that gentleman, great points on what you mentioned. If I could, and I can't, I probably would make some more adjustments to the workforce. I actually would like to hire more people, because I'm going to use Public Works again, just because those are the people you see mostly out every day. If I could put 3 more teams in place, we probably could have the grass cut every day like people want. But until that happens, it's almost going to be humanly impossible to get it cut like that. So I hope everybody can appreciate that. I mean, I want to be candid when I say that. I mean, they're working hard, but it's a lot. We have 80 miles. I'm just talking about grass to cut. I'm not talking about alleys to get clean. I'm not talking about canals to get clean. I'm not talking about the other stuff Public Works do as well, for our street maintenance. So they're a small team. And the reality is we need a bigger team, and we need more funding. And their salaries come out of taxes. And this is how it's set up. And I can't make it any clearer than that. So, which leads into my taxes. I know it's going to be a hard conversation right here, so I know we're going to have some people jump in the comment. And once again, I'm not going to go too far into this, because I really want, once we have our Waycross 101 course, you can come there, you can really listen to the taxation, how taxes work for you, and get a better understanding. But also you can do your own research. You don't have to listen to me. I'm not an expert on everything, but taxes fund the majority of our workforce's salaries. And unfortunately, when I say like the police department and fire, their return on investment is not as visible or as fast as the money we put into the streets, if that makes sense. If we fix the streets, you can immediately see it. You can't see the day-to-day of a police officer out here fighting crime, preventing drugs from coming to our community, stopping violence. So it's a big investment, because it doesn't directly touch you per se as an individual. So when I say stuff like, hey, we need to raise, and I'm not even saying raise. We need to right size our taxation. I'm trying to explain that's how we pay our workforce, and we have not done that in the past for a lot of reasons I won't get in here today. But ultimately, and just being honest, it's going to have to happen eventually because we're actually at the same time to fix all this stuff, like right now. And if you look at our budget and we're only having, a little bit over $30 million, well, we started to hit that last year, and our requirement is $500 million. I just hope you can understand it's never going to catch up that way if we don't do something different financially. And I hope everybody understands that. I don't want to start too far on that, but, somehow we got to all kind of understand how that works. And like I said, most of your taxes, property sales, they go right to their salaries and it's gone. And I got to figure out how to get the roads fixed, how to do other services, how to keep their morale up, and all these other things. So it's a difficult task for what's going on. But we will definitely go into more of that when we have the course. I see some more questions came out. Answer those real quick. So we should have the Wet Cross 101. It should be out this week, maybe. Tomorrow. So it'll be posted tomorrow, and you can sign up for it. And once again, let me level expectation. This is our first time doing this. So at the end of it, it will be a critique. And I expect to be some hard criticism because it is our first time. But we'll get better at it. I want to kind of do it quarterly. Start quarterly, hopefully. If we can find a way to do it monthly and get more people in, we can do that too. Because I think once we really start talking to people and educating the citizens on everything that's going on here, we won't have all this separation on stuff that don't really matter. Everybody will be in the fight for the same objectives of making Red Cross better. So I'm really excited about that because we didn't, I go to the police forces. They got some of the equipment in the fire department too. And I think this can be the same way as far as letting people understand what we go through day to day as far as your workforce. Definitely my public works, my people in the building. Some other unseen heroes you'll never really see, but they deal with a lot too. So, but it'll be out there pretty soon tomorrow. So please register. And then once you get the information, take it out to other citizens and then share the information forward. That's how things really, really improve. One more thing I had on here, just looking to see if any more questions I missed. Communications. So you saw me post this many times. I'm gonna do it again because we have a lot of ways you can communicate with us. So right now I'm doing a live stream, and we do multiple live streams every month. I do 2 of these. My business integration and information system director does one. Community improvement does one. What else we do? We do a lot, so we do a lot of live streams. We do separate live streams on special topics. And then we do other meetings, codes enforcement meetings, as far as a way to communicate with the citizens. But we also have the city app. And I will tell anybody right now, if you got a problem, I think Mrs. Moore asked about the potholes. Take that city app, take a picture of that pothole. Now, if it's on our right of ways, it'll get addressed right there that day. Now, if it belongs to GDOT or CXX, then yes, I have to communicate with them, but they'll take care of it because we all know it. And it works much faster than you trying to call anybody else or getting on Facebook and complaining about it. It get done immediately. So if you haven't downloaded the app, please download the app. It's going to be tied to our other software system, so it's going to only improve, and you're really going to see this improvement in a few months once all our software goes live. Also, outside the app, in Facebook, we have a YouTube page. We got a web page. We got an email distribution list you can sign up for. You get emails daily when we talk about certain topics. So you got your commissioners. You can call them. Each of them have a work cell phone that you can reach out to. We have meetings, working meetings and commission meetings, the first and third Monday and Tuesday every month. Like I said earlier, I highly encourage you to come to those meetings. They are very important. So there are various ways for you to communicate with us. I see on Facebook a lot of times people make comments, but you haven't reached out to the people that can fix it for you. So, I'm not sure what your expectations are. If you just want to if you just want to just, talk how bad we are, that's fine and everything. But if you want it fixed, I just ask to be part of the solution and let us know so we can fix it together. And I think that's all I have for my topics, and it is. And I went a little long this time. Normally I can get done in like 20 minutes. But those are my topics. And I'll try to, what I'm going to do, I'm going to follow up with this post right here, this live update. I'm going to put all these topics on a quick little paragraph just to kind of talk about what we discussed, And that way the people that follow up, that watch this video tonight, they can kind of see where the discussion went as far as the video. And with that, I'll stay on a few more minutes here and answer any more questions or comments. And to everybody that's been in the comment section, I really appreciate you. Ain't no unsmart questions or unsmart comments. We all in this together. So anything you put in here, it helps me out. It helps the work, the commission out, the mayor out, helps my team out. So this is why I keep asking, just please be involved in the process. We all can throw stones from the sideline. Anybody can do that. But if you want things fixed, you got to be in the solution. You got to be on the team. So. But I think everybody that does that kind of comes in and the many calls we get, and the many house calls we get, we have to come out and explain things. Like I say, those are great because it gives us an opportunity to really get out there and talk to the citizens about what's going on here and ways to fix things. So. And while I'm waiting for any more questions, I'm just going to go back to First Friday. This is going to be one of our bigger First Fridays. So if you got time, man, please come out. We're going to light that Christmas tree. I already, the mayor already said they're going to sing. I'm surprised he hadn't came in the comments and just asked for song requests, but he's going to start to, what's that first song? It's Christmas time. Yeah, he's going to start with It's Christmas time. And, so he'll be in there, and then we'll light that Christmas tree. We're going to have some other stuff out there. I think they had hot cocoa last year, and it's going to be a great time. And then the next Friday, that parade's coming around. I don't think it's any children watching this live stream, but if you are watching it, little people, Santa Claus will be out there. And you might want to get your parents to bring you to that parade because you just never know, Every opportunity you got to tell him what you need, he might answer. So I would encourage you, young people, little people, tell your parents to do their job and get you down to that parade so you can have some fun. So, yes, we are looking forward to making way across, great again. And I think we are all in the right direction. I think even though we might not always agree on the method, I think we all can agree on the why. And the why, and the what. And the why is and the what is. We want Red Cross to thrive, And to thrive, we all got to be on board, pushing the rock uphill the same way. Can't nobody push it back the other way because we'll never get up the hill. But I'm excited because I love these Facebook live streams to watch all the concerned citizens comment, and the ones that's going to comment later on, and the ones that's going to call up here this afternoon and make comments, and let us know stuff. So it's just great because, it just lets us know, everybody wants us to do the right thing. Everybody wants us to win. So, all right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to say happy holidays. I hope everybody had a great Turkey Day. I had to take a nap after the first day, but I had a great time. I was able to go see my family. Some of my family, spend time with them. I hope you all had a great time spending time with your family. And now we're on the other part of the holidays. I hope you can get out here. Once again, support your downtown, by coming down there. And I got to say this, support means spend money. I just throw that out there, But let me take that back. You can support too by just coming downtown, walking around, because everybody ain't as able as others. But just your presence alone, that's support. But we look forward to you coming down and spending time, starting our first Friday in these holidays. And and once again, we'll be monitoring these comments for the next couple of weeks. So if you got any concerns, questions, or something you think I missed or you want to discuss, reach out to us. By those means I discussed doing this live stream, and we'll provide feedback. And with that, everybody have a happy holidays. I will see you tomorrow night. I think we start at 5 o'clock. maybe. So that means be there at 4:30 so we can start on time. But with that, Team Red Cross, y'all have a happy day. Thank you.